Before I start, keep looking at that. Before I start, I must apologise for my rather dishevelled appearance, because I can't bother to shave today, or the day before that, or the day before that. Possibly the day before that, I can't remember. Going to read from this book. It's called Fantastic Mr. Fox. It's by Roald Dahl. It's illustrated by Quentin Blake, but you won't see those bits. Chapter 9. I have read the previous chapters. In fact, I read the whole book, but I haven't filmed those bits. Chapter 9. Mr. Fox has a plan. So that was chapter 9. Chapter 10. What's that? Read out loud? Oh yeah. Mr. Fox has a plan. For 3 days and 3 nights this waiting game went on. How long can a fox go without food or water? Boggis asked on the 3rd day. Not much longer now, Bean told him. You'll make a run for it soon, you have to. Bean was right. Down the tunnel, the foxes were slowly but surely starving to death. If only we could have just a tiny sip of water, said one of the small foxes. Oh, Dad, can you do something? Couldn't we make a dash for it, Dad? We'd have a bit of a chance, won't we? No chance at all, snapped Mrs. Fox. I refuse to let you go up there and face those guns. I'd sooner you stay down here and die in peace. Mr. Fox had not spoken for a long time. He had been sitting quite still, his eyes closed, not even hearing what the others were saying. Pushing his dark though, no? Mrs. Fox knew that he was trying desperately to think of a way out, and now she looked at him, she saw him stir himself with her ultraviolet, was it ultraviolet? Infrared, that's it, infrared eyesight, and get slowly to his feet. He bumped into her, because his eyes hadn't adjusted quite yet, even after 3 days. He looked back at his wife. There was a little spark of excitement dancing in his eyes. What is it, darling? Said Mrs. Fox quickly. What is it, darling? Said Mrs. Fox quickly. I've just had a bit of an idea, Mr. Fox said carefully. What? They cried. Oh, Dad, what is it? Come on, hang on, said Mrs. Fox again. Come on, said Mrs. Fox. Tell us quickly. Well, said Mr. Fox. Then he stopped and sighed and sadly shook his head. He sat down again on his armchair in the hole he was in with the stanchion lamp. It's no good, he said. It won't work after all. Why not, Dad? Because it means more digging, and we aren't any of us strong enough for that after 3 days, and life without food. Yes, we are, Dad, cried the small foxes, jumping up and down, running to their father. We can do it. You see if we can. So can you. Mr. Fox looked at the 4 small foxes, and he smiled. What fine children I have, he thought. They are starving to death, and they haven't had a drink for 3 days, but they are still undefeated. I must not let them down. I suppose we'd give it a try, he said. Let's go, Dad. Tell us what you want us to do. Slowly, Mrs. Fox got to her feet. All 4 of them. She was suffering more than any of them from the lack of food and water. She was very weak. I am so sorry, she said, but I don't think I'm going to much help. I can't even talk anymore. You stay right where you are, my darling, said Mr. Fox. We can handle this by ourselves. Oh, that's might be a different sound this time because there's something different.